Hey everybody, so this is going to be my first foray into this type of video. Um, I understand that my framing is a little fucked up. That is mostly due to the fact that I'm trying to cut out the fucking light right above me. So I understand that I look like a fucking angel like this, but deal with me, okay? I don't have the money for a setup. I don't even have a fucking job at the moment. So, yeah. Okay. Anyways, um, basically, what I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be pretty much reading the stories that I have for my next book. For those of you that don't know, I am a indie writer. I know I shouldn't put it like that, but you know what? That's what I am. I'm an independent writer. Um, I currently publish through TCT Comics, who have been nice enough to allow me to help to market through them, as well as be a part of their group. The books that I have published through them are my first book, Tales from a Dark Mind. The links for these will be in the description. This was my first book. Made the mistake of not getting an editor for that one, so just a forewarning for those of you that have pet peeves about grammatical errors. I'm sorry, I sucked at English. I understand I speak the fucking language, but I suck at English. My bad. This actually has to do mostly with my PTSD induced hallucinations, things that I lived through and experienced. It was a very dark time of my life. Creepy nonetheless for some people, because apparently I get asked, what the fuck is wrong with you a lot, Steve? Abominable Tales, my second book. This was my second book, obviously, and it is more short stories. Between the two books, there's I think 70 plus stories, short stories. These are more the made up and weirder stories. I got a lot of what the fuck is wrong with you for these. In fact, I'm gonna probably start that as a rating system, just as a forewarning. And my third book, which is my most recent, is Darkest End. This was my first long narrative. I do have plans for a second book to go with this. However, oh shit, I'm gonna have to mirror this image on this video. It should mirror back. I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, this is Darkest End. This is my latest book that's out. It is my first long narrative. It takes place during an apocalyptic situation. There is a lot of my monsters from previous stories make appearances in this. And for those that don't make appearances in those previous books, this next book that I'm working on currently are a lot of the backstories for those creatures and or characters. It is all disturbing horror, is what I more or less put myself in. The genre I put myself in. I by no means will compare myself to anybody as far as what kind of writing style it is. However, I do tend to stick more in the creepypasta style. I don't usually use main character names or anything like that. In fact, the book that I am working on for coming out after Devourers Tales is another book that is going to be kind of in the same vein as the Tales series, but probably under a different pen name. That is not the book that we are working on right now. However, that might go up on my other channel for as we work on it. I still have to, stop being lazy, transfer the shit onto the whole Google Docs so that I can, put it over to an editor without a lot of issue. However, we are going to do a short story today because I've already eaten up 5 minutes. You gotta see around here because which one are you? Because I was informed by my current editor that they want my stuff to be a little bit more figured out as far as marked out for like what is inside the person's head and what is verbal with somebody else, like what dialogue, that's the word. Yeah, told you I wasn't good with English. But anyways, the story we're going to be working on today is Broken Smiles. It's not a very long story. It's, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's only 4 pages. Shouldn't take too long. I'm also going to be doing a rough edit, like for punctuation, if that makes any sense to those of you that have never done self-editing. I am not good with punctuation while it's in my head. I type everything out on my phone, and I have stupid fingers on a touchscreen. So there's usually a lot of spelling mistakes, and I usually just, fuck it and go with it. I don't know how far along the editor is because they're also working on this while I'm working on this, as far as I'm aware. But yeah. Anyways, I can't really think of anything else to say, so let's get to it. Broken Smiles. I tossed and turned all night, the cold chill of the air making my body migrate to any warm spot under the covers let's see here, for an extra few minutes. Okay. The cold chill of the air making my body migrate to any warm spot under the covers for an extra few minutes. That's a bit wordy. The cold chill of the air making my body migrate to any warm spot under the covers for an extra few minutes. Fuck it. We'll keep it. My husband was away on business. Needs a comma, motherfucker. Nope, that's a period. Comma, motherfucker. Okay. My husband was away on business, but I think the anticipation of him being home any day now was keeping me up. Maybe then I could get him to keep me warm at night. This is all internal. Tail size, motherfucker. Looking at the clock, I knew it was pointless to bother trying anymore. Hey, you know what? No, fuck that. No. This one is pretty obvious. What is what? Looking at the clock, I knew it was pointless to bother and trying anymore. It was 6 in the morning and the sun was already rising. Soon the light, with all its bullshit glory, was going to find the one open slit in the blind to shine in my eyes. The notion being, fuck you in particular this morning. I groaned in annoyance as I felt myself being rolled out of bed. It was all muscle memory at this point for my regular routine. My head seemed to be swimming, and I felt my body moving a little stiffer than usual. However, a little stretching seemed to loosen everything up. Should that be a comma or a period? My head seemed to be swimming, and I felt my body moving a little stiffer than usual. However, a little stretching seemed to loosen everything up. Yeah, it kind of works. The house was so quiet without him here. I thought to my... The house was so quiet without him here, I thought to myself. That... no, that's two separate things. The house was so quiet without him here. I thought to myself as I walked to the bathroom, the soft carpet cushioning my cold feet. Rubbing the eye boogers from my tear ducts, I stopped. Rubbing the eye boogers from my God, I can't fucking read. I can't spell, can't fucking read. This is what you get. Rubbing the eye boogers from my tear ducts, I stopped as I passed the railing of the stairs. I think that needs a comma. I am a comma whore. Okay, so I will put commas everywhere, and then I will deal with the consequences of somebody telling me that's not where a fucking comma goes. I'm sorry. I'm putting them where I think they need to be. I stopped as I passed the railing of the stairs, the chill of the hall starting to shiver up my body. I stretched my neck, and I felt a relieving crack, pop, crack, and that doesn't need to be a comma. That can say and. Oh, fuck, not ants. What the fuck? A-N-D. Felt a relieving crack and pop in my spine. Oh, God, that felt so good. Rubbing the freshly loosened joint of my neck, I looked down the stairs into the kitchen. The empty table. Rubbing the freshly loosened joint of my neck, I looked down the stairs into the kitchen. The empty table and pulled-out chair was a reminder that I still had to cook breakfast. That is the after bathroom time. Rubbing the freshly loosened joint of my neck, I looked down the stairs into the kitchen. The empty table and pulled-out chair was a reminder that I still had to cook breakfast. That is an after dinner bathroom time chore, though. Let's try this. Okay, let's try this again. Rubbing the freshly loosened joint of my neck, I looked down the stairs into the kitchen. The empty table and pulled-out chair was a reminder that I still had to cook breakfast. However, that is the after bathroom time chore. However, that is the after bathroom chore. I laughed to myself as the feeling of a full bladder made itself known. Flushing the toilet, I stepped from the chilled. Flushing the toilet, I stepped from the chilled tile floor onto the warm carpet and made my way back to the staircase. Still groggy, each step I took made a thump against the soft surface. Stopping halfway down the stairs, I felt the need to arch my back again, and again a satisfying pop was felt, my eyes widening with a rush of relief. Man, I'm getting old. I stopped as I felt the hairs on the back of my neck rise and a cold sweat started to form. I stared down at the table where the chair had been pulled out and saw someone sitting there facing away from me, completely naked. I didn't recognize them, and I felt my stomach sink deeper. How long have they been sitting? Have they been there? How long have they been here? There. How long have they been there? How long have they been there? Who are they? I tried to turn and run back up the steps, only my body felt strangely compelled to see who the stranger was. I tried to turn and run back up the steps, only my body felt strangely compelled to see who the stranger was in my house. It's pretty obvious that it's in the house. Compelled to see who the stranger was. Each step I tried to fight, but I didn't feel in control of my body anymore. As long as I got as I each step I tried to fight, but I didn't feel in control of my body anymore. As I got closer to the nude man, I could see his head seemed to be misshapen in some way and tilted forward. The feeling of terror blasted through my body with each gaining step. The figures, the figure motionless as I approached. The body was muscular but thin. Short brown hair covered his head. Every fiber of my being was screaming for me to run, to get out of the house or get away, but still my body appeared to be caught in a state of autonomy that just went into autopilot. I'm gonna change that. Autopilot drawing. Closer. Oh, and by the way, if you're looking for like high class writing, you ain't gonna find it here. I am, shit at the moment until I get better. It's like the whole, it was going good till it wasn't. This is, it's not going good till it does. It's, you know, shut up. Anyways, every fiber of my being screaming for me to run, to get out of the house or get away. But still my body appeared to be caught in a state of autonomy that just went into autopilot, drawing me ever closer. Ever closer. Good. That sounds better. I knew it was over as I passed by the person's oddly bulbous head. The reason becoming. I knew it was over as I passed by the person's oddly bulbous head, the reason becoming horrifically apparent. The man's eyes were gigantic, easily the size of small teacup plates. They were white with the red blood vessels almost seeming to marbleize them. The large black pupils were dead set focused on me and moved by themselves as if the man had two big googly eyes. Huh. How can I fix that? Man's eyes, easily the size of tea plates. Are tea plates a thing? Fuck it. To me, they are a thing. They're those little fucking saucers that are like that big. Can you imagine two of those fuckers on somebody's skull? Like eyeballs that big? Be like a real life anime girl. That'd be fucking weird. Oh, we've all seen those videos. They were white with the red blood vessels almost seeming to marbleize them. The large black pupils were dead set focused on me and moved by themselves as if the man had two big googly eyes. I tried to scream only to feel my voice be taken from me somehow. As the shark pupils. I tried to scream only to feel my voice be taken from me somehow as the shark-like pupils slowly followed me to the chair directly across from him. The glassy whites of his eyes never moving, not even a twitch. My knees gave out and I felt the hard wood of the chair. My body was shaking with fear. My knees gave out and I felt the hardwood of the chair. My body was shaking with fear. Had I not just used the bathroom, I would be pissing myself. We sat in silence for what felt like too long before the man finally started to move, his head rising slowly. Aww. Let's do that. His head rising slowly, jagged and chapped. His head rising slowly, a jagged and chapped smile coming into view. It was stretched further than where they should have stopped, than where it. It was stretched further than where his lips should have stopped. It was stretched further than where his lips should have stopped. Large open wounds and torn flesh stressed how wide the broken smile was. My eyes were so transfixed that I hadn't noticed we were no longer alone. Staring into the doll-like eyes, I saw in the blur of my peripherals others standing behind him. Their hands melded into the flesh of the poor soul in front of me, all of them with the same distorted and painfully forced features, their fingers and joints making the man's face stay in its permanent grin. Beyond them, there seemed to be more continuing throughout the room. All of them were attached to the others in the same way. That's when I felt the warmth flowing around my body. The feeling of being caressed and touched was mind-numbing when I saw what was happening. That's when I felt the warmth flowing around my body. The feeling of being caressed and touched was mind-numbing when I saw what was happening. I felt my... happening... That's when I felt the warmth flowing around my body. The feeling of being caressed and touched was mind-numbing when I saw what was happening in the reflection of his glossy eyes. I felt my head being forced to look down, and I could almost feel my eyelids being pulled back as my eyes... This was mind-numbing when I saw what was happening in the reflection of his glossy eyes. I felt my head being forced to look down, and I could almost feel my eyelids being pulled back as my eyes widened to what was happening. That seems kind of redundant. Pulled back as my eyes widened. Okay. All of my limbs had a separate hand sunk deep within them. That's when I noticed in the reflection of the stranger's eyes, the hands on my face were beginning to move. I saw and felt my lips begin to stretch, the pain of my skin beginning to rip under the pressure. Tears rolled down my face in quiet suffering when I saw the new hands settling around my eyes. I tried to close them, but it was too late. The world around me warped, and I could see all of the broken smiles, and I knew I was now one of them. Well, that's read through number 4 for this fucking thing. I don't think it came out too bad. I mean, let's see here. Tears rolled down my face in quiet suffering when I saw the new hands settling around my eyes. I tried to close them, but it was too late. The world around me warped, and I could see all of the broken smiles, and I knew I was now one of them. Yeah. I'm good with that. save that then. Now, I understand that you can't see the fucking screen because I don't have that screen and screen bullshit. I do not have the technology available to me at the moment in order to do a screen and screen so that I can, scroll through this with you guys. But tomorrow, I'm probably going to try to do another. I'm going to try to make a series out of this actually. Because, I mean, hey, it's going to, help me get this done. Alright. But in the meantime, you guys feel free to like, subscribe, whatever, hit the little fucking, dingleberry there. If you want any of my other books, if you like what we're doing, if you like what I write, feel free to check in the description and feel free to pick up one of my books. Yes, the one that we are working on right now is just being, rechecked in order to be sent off to an editor again. For the longer ones in this, I'm probably going to make a 2-part portion just so I can, not use up all the memory on my phone. So yeah, we'll go with that. But in the meantime, y'all have a good rest of your night. I will see you in the next video. Bye. Boink.